Mr. Chair, I urge my colleagues to support my amendment.
It was an effort by Republican Lauren Boebert to stop something that is not even happening.
And I ask the gentlelady to yield for a question.
The gentleman's recognized. It's not my time.
I ask you to yield.
I have reserved. You're free to speak.
Yes, I'm asking if you'll yield for a question.
A question, because Boebert thinks federal money is being used to block immigration law. It's not.
Sure, ask your question.
What funds in this bill are used for the purposes you are opposed to?
And this is just the start. You see, Lauren Boebert is about to get crushed.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear the gentleman. I was getting clarification. This is precautionary.
Precautionary for what? I'm asking.
There are sanctuary city policies.
Yes, I understand. What
that are in place that are allowing the refuge of illegal aliens in these cities, and there is an influx in crime and drugs.
I understand
in these cities, and there's no way for these folks to even report what is taking place because they are protected under this fake policy that has been created that is subduing the actual rule of law that we have in the Constitution of the United States.
Funds, right? I understand that. But what you've said is none of the funds in this bill can be spent for that objective.
And that is precautionary.
What funds are in this bill to be spent for that objective?
I have seen this administration use all sorts of funds
to
protect illegal aliens. And this
reclaiming my time, Ms.
to
Boebert.
ensure that it will not be.
Reclaiming my time. There are no funds in this bill to do that. So this is just an opportunity for you to stand and perhaps speak about an important subject. I understand that, but there are no funds in this bill to accomplish that objective. You don't believe the chairman would put funds in to accomplish that objective, do you? I yield.
A question?
Yeah.
I do not trust this administration with any of the taxpayer funding that they are handling. They are mishandling our taxpayer fund. And if the gentleman says that there's no funds and agrees that this is precautionary, then I would urge that you support this amendment.
Do you understand, if we do this amendment, any subject that anybody has an interest in would be subject to such an amendment? Now, the Rules Committee has waived points of order. Contrary to what they said they wanted done when we were in charge, because then they didn't want points of order so they could raise them. But there are no funds in this bill, Mr. Speaker, for the objective that the lady wants to prevent. And I guarantee you Chairman Womack would not have included any funds to protect such activity. I know him. I know he feels strong. He feels strongly about this. So this amendment has no place in this bill because there is no money in this bill. You can argue about sanctuary cities. You can argue about the border. You can do all of that. But this is not the bill to do it on. And this raises, therefore, a suspicion that somehow there's money in this bill that Mr. Womack would have put in or that I would have sanctioned to accomplish that objective. That is simply not true, Mr. Chairman. And this has no place in this bill.
Wait, Lauren Boebert would say something in the U.S. House that is not true or would try to place something in a bill that doesn't belong? Oh my God, stop the presses! Oh, that's right, this is a weekday and the House is in session. In all seriousness, Lauren Boebert has proven yet again that she has no idea how our government works and is lost when it comes to the legislative process. And that's on top of her hypocrisy. You know, her promotion of family values and then sexually groping a date in a theater, her opposition to women's reproductive rights despite her own record in choosing those rights, her public claims about needing to block legislation and then missing the actual vote. But let's stick with the legislative process. When Lauren Boebert is not screeching about illegal immigration and demagoguing undocumented immigrants, Boebert's legislative concerns this year have been, shall we say, bizarre.
Colorado is at the center of our nation for wolf battles.
Another hearing, another unique priority for Republican Lauren Boebert: wolves.
Typically, when these dangerous predators attack, they kill. And wolves don't just kill animals, they kill people as well. From 2002 to present day, approximately 500 people have been attacked by wolves, with nearly 30 of these attacks resulting in human deaths.
I would request unanimous consent to enter an article from wolf.org, which does a little deeper dive into some of the data you just cited, noting that of the 26 fatal wolf attacks around the world during that 20-year period, there was only one in the United States.
Oh, one U.S. fatality in 20 years? Lauren Boebert was fact-checked in real time and got humiliated. But it's not just about Lauren Boebert getting the facts wrong. When was the last time she was so concerned or so focused about gun violence or mass shootings or kids getting killed in an elementary school? Oh, that's right. Guns are not a problem. Wolves are a problem.
Carlos Anticio in Walden, Colorado. He has a rescue dog here, Scooby-Doo. Well, Scooby-Doo, his cattle dog, and Buster were both killed by wolves. Scooby-Doo had his stomach ripped out and wide open.
All of us at Rebel HQ mourn the loss of Scooby-Doo and Buster. They were clearly beloved cattle dogs, loyal, hardworking, innocent. But these were dogs killed by wolves. And again, over the last 20 years, wolf violence over the United States has killed just one human being. In the first 6 months of this year, gun violence killed over 20,000 Americans, including over 600 teenagers and children. Did Lauren Boebert ever take house time to show the photos of those children or tell their story? Did she describe in graphic detail what happens to a child's body when it's struck by bullets from an assault weapon? Nope. But you know what she did spend house time focused on? Public peeing.
You lead the charge to decriminalize public urination in Washington, D.C.
No, ma'am.
Did you ever vote in favor of decriminalizing public urination in Washington, D.C.?
Criminal code that was passed by the
Did you ever
council
support?
kept it as a criminal offense.
We have records that show that you were in favor of removing that criminal offense and allowing public urination.
No,
Is that something that you intend to pursue in the future?
No, the legislation that you're referring to that came from the Criminal Code Reform Commission changed public urination from a criminal to a civil offense. The council then changed that to maintain it as a criminal offense at the request of the mayor.
Thank you. I yield.
Most of the time, Democratic lawmakers ignore Lauren Boebert's ridiculous antics. Still, every now and then, it is refreshing to see a lawmaker like Steny Hoyer of Maryland lower the hammer. Lauren Boebert is an embarrassment to the U.S. House. All Democrats and most Republicans know it. By the way, Republicans in Congress and on TV are freaking out over another round of Democratic election victories linked to abortion rights.
Here we are, 2 years after the Dobbs decision, and the Republicans have no idea how to message it. And 2 years after the Dobbs decision, they're still getting outraised by Democrats in every major election and every major issue.
Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.